Hi, good evening, guys. John here, Mr. Forex Fire. It is Friday, the 19th of June. It's around about 5 or 6 UK time. And this is the weekly video every Friday night where I show you what has happened through the trading week. Just for some transparency and disclosure, I've not taken any trades this week, but I'm going to show you what the method that we do use, what has been possible, and with regards to the movement between the supply and demand areas, what happens when we violate the supply and demand area, and how I can use the indicator which it alerts you to a certain pattern, how we can use that pattern if we see a breakthrough, a sell area where we would expect a retracement. If we violate that, how we can use a special set of fibs for this particular pattern and get in on the opposite side for when there's been a change of direction on the ultimate higher time frame. So it's worth staying and watching on this. Okay, so I'm just going to share the screen a minute. I'm going to talk a little bit before I go on to the trigger points. We get zone alerts which come into our Discord. Okay, and the alerts come in here, but also the alerts come onto your trading view. Okay, so from here we use a 4-hour entry model, and we have built an indicator where we look for these patterns when we go into a zone of interest. On top of that, like I say, I have come across a feature which I can implement for when we get a violation of where we get our, like I said, if I go into here and I go into the 4-hour for now, okay, just to give you an explanation. So I do a week to week, a bear zone. So this will be the last point of true mitigation for sells. This will be the last point of true mitigation for buys, okay? So what I'm getting at is if we break through that area, it means that we are no longer looking for sells, okay? It means I'm waiting for a pullback and a continuation to get in on that continuation violation setup trend. Okay, so that's just a little bit of context. So using this sort of method and these fibs, I came across something where I can overlay these fibs on top of the in-house indicator we have. Okay, so that's just a little backstory on what I'm going to be going through today. Okay, so what you can see now, we had a trigger point coming into this alert line, which we got through the week. I think it was just the other day this one came in. So we mark a 4-hour, a 1 hour and 15-minute target. We go for an entry on the 5 minutes. Okay, so this is when the alert came in into this area. We look for a buy pattern. So the trigger came in on a buy pattern here. Okay, so it didn't return and tap into this, but then it went up to the 15-minute target. So there was too much volume. It went to the first TP if it had done an entry. Now, this is the beauty of this. Because we mark up a 4-hour, a 1 hour, and 15-minute target, if we get a secondary pattern come in, okay, we bypass the 15-minute target and then use the 1 hour liquidity as TP1 and the 4-hour liquidity as TP2. So this at the moment, I'm sort of looking for a 1.25 would be my sort of lowest edge if the pips was at a certain amount. So again, this one is in profit at the moment. Okay, so maybe this here where we are at the moment, we could stop this out maybe at 0.5% if you were in on this trade. Okay. Now we're going to move into the GBP odd. And this is where we come into the violation. Okay, so just ignore what you're seeing here at the moment. I'm going to go back to this 4-hour. Okay, so there'll be a lot of what I call lipstick on here at the minute. Now, this here, this line, this is where we came and tapped. You see where the volume comes through that area? Okay. And when we get that alert, we would come in and put the 4-hour line on here. We would draw the 4-hour, 1 hour, and 15-minute liquidity. Now you can see on here the momentum on here, it basically pushed and spiked right the way through. So there was no setup on this for a buy. So we would have went into a sell condition. Okay. And again, if we were looking for a sell, we would be changing this to a sell pattern. There we are. And you can see on here, I've got this right here. We would stretch this to this between the pattern zones here, okay? So what I would be looking for there is a push out and a tap back into the 75 area. Again, it pushed away, but it didn't come back in until earlier on. So this one at the minute is around about at break even, okay? The GBP card, we just did not get an entry at all on this. There was a possible here, and then there was a possible on here, but the price just fell away. We did get a return back to here, then we would have went to a TP 1, 2, and 3. But at this stage, I think this was pretty late on from when the alert already came in, so we just bypassed that one. Hence the strengths, I think, on here. The strengths on the GBP was stronger than what it was on the CAD. We were looking for sells, so you're technically waiting for the CAD to be stronger. Okay, the GU, we'll just get into this in a minute. In fact, no, the G CAD, sorry. The G CAD, we did get in on a possible setup on this. The first target was hit. That's what I meant. We got in on the G CAD, okay? Pull in, tap back into the zone, and then down to TP1. At this stage, you would move an SL to break even, okay? Maybe take a partial, price return back to the break even area. So this one was a profitable trade. Okay, so that's what happened with this one. The GU will come in here. We were looking for possible buys on this. I'm sure we didn't enter this at all, to be fair. The mid-morning catch-up, the pattern alert. The USD was just massively stronger than the GBP, so it was just going to push through all the buy zone, okay? Which meant I would have been looking for that violation setup sell, and it didn't come. It didn't come below this. You see here, this is where the sells were. While we were in this green zone, it would have been buys only, but there was no sell pattern came in after we broke through this. So this obviously kept us out of a trade as well. The USD cards, now this one's done really well, okay? We were looking for a potential sell. Okay, we'll bring this in. We were looking for a sell. Again, ignore all these bits of writing at the minute, but you can see on here, we had an alert come in. Let's get this damn arrow. There we are. We had the alert tapped, but it just stayed bullish, okay? Poking through it meant that it was just bullish. There was too much buying power. There was not going to be any reverse selling. So we fell back onto the violation setup. Okay, so again, that 5-minute area on here. And then when you push through here, you would need to swap this over from a selling condition to a buying. Okay. Now, this is where this gets interesting. Now, the fibs, when we come in, we've got TP 1, 2, and 3. So the 2 fib, the 3 fib, and the 4 fib. Okay. These will be TP 1, 2, and 3. You can see on here, we are putting the black lines between the pattern here. Okay. When we do that, we wait for a push out of the area, which has happened on this bit here, and then either a tap into the 75 or at least the 50% area, which is here. We tapped into that. We went for a 125, okay? We also did a 198, so we'll just add these in. Like I say, I didn't take these trades, but it's a system and a scenario that I've seen happens quite regular. So again, you're getting in on the opposite side of the trade when the trade changed its momentum or changed its change of character, as they say. So there's a 1.25 there. Okay, it then went up to number 3, which is a 1.98 plus a 1.98, and then it's more or less came up to the TP3. Again, the TP3 is on the 4. It's done that, so that's a 248. Okay, plus a 2.48. Okay, that's a 571. The GBP card, that was a 125. I didn't enter any of these, but it's what could have been a possible eventuality. We come into the USD Swiss franc. Okay. Excuse me. So you can see on here, again, we were looking for the sell to come in. The pattern was, I was not entering the pattern from last night. I was just going to monitor this. Again, we were looking for selling power on here. I'm just going to get rid of this because I was just using these as an example today. Okay. Let's take a look. We put this up here. So we pushed out. So there's a violation of the bear zone. There was a buy pattern came here. Okay. So again, I'm just putting that to the bottom of here. And I'm sticking this to here. So your TP1 would have been to here. You're roughly looking for a 125. Okay, so that would have been right about here. Put this on the same number, so it's 3. 326. 326. This will come to the number 3. Okay. And then this would come down to the number 4. Okay, so here is your break. There's your tap into the 75. There's a 1.25. So again, plus a 1.25. Plus this one here would have been an entry in obviously TP2 at 2.26. Plus a 2.26. And then this would have been a TP3 going up to here, so a 3.29, okay? Right, so just for full transparency, guys, like I say, I've not taken any of these trades, but going on the conditions and the way the trade goes, we can implement this sort of structure and set up towards the indicator itself for if we're looking for the sell where we're in the red zone, we're waiting for those red sell patterns to come in. If we get the violation, we would change the sell pattern into a trend continuation bullish in this instance, and we would go from the first buy pattern. We see we had the break there, we had the tap back in. Okay, this is where the structure is. The wick came and burst through that, and we come back down and we tapped into the 75, and then it went for TP 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that leaves us with the USD JPY. At the moment, we'll just get rid of this. What we're seeing is if we come into, because we were looking for a sell pattern, okay, we'll come back and put this into a sell. Now, we didn't return to this, okay, we didn't come, you can see here, we look across to the right, we didn't return to this pattern, okay. We had a secondary pattern here, so this was the opportunity here. Again, not going to 125 because it means you will be widening the SL here, and we already at 40 pips on the SL. At the moment, this trade here is at around about a 0.09% of profit. So for me, I would say just not to class this in, so that would be like a break even. But going on the system, okay, now I've had a light bulb moment, should I say, is the best word to choose. The light bulb moment with regards to the violations, I now have a structure with these Fibonacci levels where we have that last point of true mitigation, should we call it. Like I say, if I come back into one of these, would it be the GU? No, it wouldn't be there. USD CAD would be the better one to choose, I would have thought. So, like I said, the last point of true mitigation for a buy is this here, because once we come down here, we will be ultimately coming down in a downtrend once we break through here, okay? The other thing is, obviously, when we break through this area, okay, we are then breaking the buy side liquidity of that bearish order block up here on the 4-hour time frame. Now, the 4-hour time frames hold a lot of key value. So when I know we push above this area, there is a high probability that we are going to be able to get into a short-term buying condition on the other side, which when we come down onto this, using this method, like what I show in here in the Discord, using the indicator as a guiding tool and using the Fibonacci levels, this meant we were able to get in from a buying position, which we were initially setting up on with a 1 hour, 4 hour, and 15-minute target. We violated that last point of true mitigation bear zone. And then what we did was we were looking for that first buy pattern to come into play to get a short-term trade to the buy side. That alert came in here. The breaker structure came here. The tap in came here. A 125, a 1.98, and a 2.48. Okay. Combining that with everything that we've got on here, it's 13.76. And again, like I said, this week I'm not taking a trade. But doing this and what I've had with it, the light bulb moment, I know I can take this and the structure and the method into next week, the week after, and in future trading sessions, and understand if the currency strength is against me, okay, and I do get a violation of either this bear zone or the bull zone, I know if I push past this, reverse and pivot on yourself, change the selling idea into a buying idea, because if we're breaking through that level, there's a reason why we're breaking through that level. It's because we are trying to make new liquidity to the buy side in this instance. So using the combination of the fibs and using a combination of my indicator, which is an in-house indicator called the Forex Fire MW pattern detection, and all of these come with alerts as well. You can right click on these, add in alerts, go onto your price and condition, M&W pattern. You can see when there's a sell pattern detected or a buy pattern detected. Okay. All the links is inside of the YouTube description. If you like to watch these videos, give them the thumbs up, drop me a comment, ask a question. I'll answer and reply to everybody in fairness. Okay. And yeah, just massive light bulb moment for me this week. Massive light bulb moment. And I know now going forward with this, I'm going to be able to catch lots of more trades. Okay. Again, watch out for tomorrow's video where I go over resetting the zones and updating the indicator ready for next week. And then on Sunday, I do the fan favorite, which is where is the liquidity in the week ahead. Okay. I'll see you all a bit later.